Well, my favorite day was the day the demo crew came in, and holy cow, it was the best thing, because then all of a sudden you saw that it was totally open and that it was possible, because I think we kind of were a little bit, it seemed like a lot to be done structurally, but that was amazing coming in that day.
So I'm David Curry. We moved here 2.5 years ago, and it was a lovely property, but the house itself was a little bit too small, or at least in the design, it seemed a little bit too small. So that's when we decided we needed to make some renovations. So I'll let my wife tell you the rest.
So I'm Teri, and really the focus was about the kitchen. And that's what actually determined that we needed to do the renovation, because I could live with the kitchen. I thought I could. We took down a little half wall and it brought up a little bit more. It was very closed in, but it turns out I couldn't live with it. So we decided that we were going to do a reno. It was a hard decision. We went back and forth over about 6 months before we could make the decision, but it was ultimately the best decision we made. So
we went to the Maple Ridge Home Show, and DMC had this huge trailer parked outside, bright, bold yellow and black, and that was very impressive. And we met Dan at the show, and he explained the process where if you do a renovation with him, the trailer is part of the package, so that you're going to have to move out of your house to be in that, so the space is free, but you could live in the trailer in the meantime. And that was a very attractive piece for us. The trailer was essentially 2 bedrooms with a living room, kitchen, and bathroom. Fortunately, our upstairs was not impacted during this renovation, so we could sleep in our own home and have the washroom facilities upstairs as well, but only in the evening. During the day, it was, certainly too noisy and dirty, dusty, and whatever. So the trailer afforded us, we basically were there 16, 18 hours a day, and then only slept in our beds, which was nice. We had a couple of occasions where we actually needed to sleep in the trailer, and it worked out fine. So.
I think when we thought of a renovation, when we don't have an experience with it, we think it's one team that's going to come in and do it from start to finish, and that is not the case at all. So it was different in that we didn't expect there to be so many gaps, like people in and nobody here for a week, or people don't come, and because there were so many different trades. Again, it was about us having a learning process. Ultimately, in the end, we are exactly where we want to be and have the results we wanted. Within a week, it felt like this is the way it always was. So, there's not even a second of looking back and imagining. When I look at the pictures, I just don't even know how I lived in that. But
the space originally was very chopped up. So there were a lot of little rooms, and with, not that we have a large family living with us, but we have a lot of grandchildren that come to visit a lot. And we realized pretty quickly that in that kind of environment, it really wasn't a great living space for, house guests and family, friends coming over for large dinners and get-togethers. So thus we made the changes.
Yeah, no, definitely. We had some friends going through renos at the same time as us. Hearing the stories were pretty awful. So
Derek was amazing, super friendly, super easy to work with, very accommodating. And I mean, his mantra was, we want to make you happy. And I think they endeavored to do that from, every turn. We had a concern or complaint or whatever, that they were there to try to deal with it and make us happy. And I think that comes from Dan. And I think it's a tremendous philosophy from a customer experience perspective. If every company dealt like that, I think the world would be a happier place. My favorite day was the floor leveling day, where they put in this liquid material, and when I looked through the window, it looked like there was a lake in my house, and the stuff dried, and the floor was perfectly level. It was amazing. And we'd lived with, in the old space, there was a sub living room, and then there was a kitchen that was at a different level, then a living room, then a bathroom, then a foyer. So everything was all the same level. It was pretty cool. So that was my favorite.
So super happy with the end result. There were some hiccups along the way, just with workmanship, but it was taken care of, resolved very promptly. So that's kind of where we ended. I had a vision for my kitchen, it's beautiful property, and never see out of it. There was no big doors, this one and this one, and I just love looking out that window when I'm cooking, and I do all my prep on that counter. And even when we had the bad storm and the tree fell down, we would not have known about it if I hadn't looked out that window. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
The openness and the warmth that the space provides for us now is great, and it enables us to have large family get-togethers that is much more comfort.
Yeah, we hosted our 18 for dinner, at Thanksgiving for the first time, and it was like so easy. It was incredible. I love my kitchen, and every time I walk into it, I love my kitchen. Does anybody ask me? It was all about the kitchen.
So